Assalamu alaikum. So when it comes to the present tense, we're going to explore how to make it passive, right? So how do we take it from being he is hitting to he is being hit, right? Where we no longer know who's doing the hitting, we just know who is being hit. So similar to the past tense, remember for the past tense to make it passive, all we did was take a verb and put it on the pattern of fu'ila. So a verb such as nasara would become nusira, which means he was helped. It would go from being he helped to being he was helped, right? And regardless of what the middle radical was, whether it was a fatha, a dhamma, or a kasra, it was always going to be the same pattern, right? So karuma would be kurima, fataha would be futiha, sami'a would be sumi'a. All of them would follow the exact same pattern. The same thing applies to the present tense. So that's why it says here that the passive tense will assume one form irrespective of the form it belongs to. So whether or not it's part of nasara yansuru or fataha yaftahu or daraba yadribu, it's always going to be the same thing happening. And really it's just a two-step process that's really simple. You take the first letter and you put a dhamma on it, then you take the second last letter and you put a fatha on it. And that's it. That's all you gotta do. Take the present tense verb, take the first letter, put a dhamma on it, then take the second last letter, put a fatha on it, right? So by doing that, you would take yansuru, it would become yunsuru, and then finally yunsaru, and it would go from being he is helping to he is being helped. Fataha would be yaftahu, and then it would turn into yuftahu. Really, there's not much to this one because the fatha is already there in its original form, right? It would become yuftahu, which is he is opening to he is being opened or it is being opened. Same applies to daraba. It would go from yadribu to yudrabu, putting a dhamma on the first letter, then a fatha on the second letter. And it would go from being he is hitting to he is being hit. Right? Same applies to sami'a, same applies to hasiba. And then when we get to karuma, actually for this word here, there is no passive version, nothing, whether it's in the past tense or it's in the present tense. And the reason for that is because it's intransitive. And remember, intransitive, lazim, means that it doesn't take an object. And what's happening when we make something passive is that we're making the doer hidden and we're bringing the object to the forefront, right? So originally it would be he hit. We know who's doing the hitting, right? He hit. And then it would change to he was hit, right? So the object that was originally receiving the action is now brought to the forefront. So he was hit. In this case, there's no object to bring to the forefront, so there's nothing that we can really do. It just won't exist. So Sheikh brought up a rule for this, and he just simply said, intransitive words are things that you bear. They're qualities that you have, and not things that you share. So yakrumu means he is noble. There's no way to make that passive. It's always going to need a doer, right? You can't just remove it and talk about simply the nobleness being passed on to somebody because you can't pass this on. It's within someone, right? So that's just two things to keep in mind. Assalamu alaikum.